there? That's how it always goes. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Go live in a minute. Arnold, can you hear me now? Everybody saying they can't. This is old. Okay, all right, bye. This is old. Yeah. All right. Oh. Oh, this. You see me on YouTube? Okay. So everything's clear. 1 2 1 2. No. Okay. Everything's good. That's good. Audio's great. Audio's great. 1 2. Which one are you looking at? What are you watching about? What media? I can check it. No, I can. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Great, great. Just testing, testing. You know. All right, all right, all right. Everybody, it is the last day of the month. The last day of March. And it happens to be Easter, Resurrection Day. And happy Resurrection Day to all, as we always do when we come to you from 6 to 8 on every Sunday for the last 3 years. And I want to wish everybody again a happy Easter, happy Resurrection Day, and a happy Sunday, to tell you the truth. We're about to hit spring. I know everybody's happy about that, but still a little chilly out there. Today, I will be going solo. DeAndre won't be in today, and Arnold won't be in. He might come on remote. They might come on remote. Who knows? They said they were busy, but we still got to keep the show going. And the thing I want to talk about on the show, since we are talking about keeping the show going, we really, really, really need to increase our viewership. We need everybody that usually that watches to tell a friend. Have them call in. Have them give their commentary. Have them give their comments. Have them give their rebuttals. I mean, you can always chime in via YouTube, through Messenger on YouTube. You can chime in through Facebook on YouTube, through Messenger. Or if you want to come in live, you can come in through StreamYard. We'll give you a passcode. Also, if you want to come in live, you can come in through Zoom. So we have many ways for you to interact with us on this show. And as we did when we first started it 3 years ago, we like to always say that, you know, West Side people talking about West Side issues right here on the West Side, because we have so many issues. You know, being that we are the greater Chicagoland area when we say the West Side, so everybody should be aware of what those issues are. And I'm sure they overlap. Need I say more? But just checking in, tuning in, and engaging with people as we go back tomorrow to our regular scheduled work week. And I know we like to talk about and figure out what happened the week before and the week that just passed, and reflect on those things and see if we have solutions to many of the issues and problems that we face. Well, not only that, sometimes some people have great weeks and they have already solutions and great comments and ideas that they need to, that they would like to share with everyone. So anybody out there, feel free to chime in and let me know. Trying to see if anybody's going to come in on, let's see what we got here. Anybody on Zoom? The opportunity to take the reins, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, or better yet, if you have any issues, this is a great time for us to hash them out, talk them over, and reach out for solutions. Again, I know Arnold said he may be chiming in, but just to be safe, see where Mr. Beard is at. But nevertheless, let me regroup 1 second. I'll reflect upon my week. This week we actually had what's known as the meet and greet for the 15th Police District Commander and 25th District Commander. 15th District Commander would be Carlin Morris. He's been on the job approximately 8 months or so or more, relatively new to the 15th District as a commander. And we like to do a little outreach to get people to, match a face with the name and know who's in charge of the ground crew that's out in our community policing. And the same for the 25th District, which was Commander Nelson Perez. He's been at the 25th District some years now. I think he was a captain. I know he was a captain prior to being the commander. And he came out. And for those that don't know, 25th District is a police station that's located on Central and Grand. And the 15th District is a police station that's located on Waller and Madison. And both of those commanders are relatively new. Give or take 8 to 9 months they've been on the job as commanders. And again, we had that meet and greet. In addition to, we invited 15th District councilors, which are the newly elected three people per district that were elected to be district councilors to talk about. Okay, we got a call. Caller. Hello, caller. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, caller. Uh-oh, sorry. I think I hung up on me. Maybe I'll call back. But yeah, 15 district councilors, which include DeAndre Rudis, what's her name? Arewa. I don't know Arewa's last name. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me, Steve?
Yes, indeed. How you doing? Who's that, Mr. Glover?
This is Kenny Gibson.
Say again?
This is Kenneth Gibson.
What's up, Gid? What's up, Gid? What you say good? I get the number.
The call in line. Number you gave me, text them.
Oh, okay. No problem. So you don't have
is that I didn't have it? Text them.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Because a lot of times people they come in on the Zoom or the YouTube or the Facebook or the StreamYard, but that's fine.
I'm on YouTube, but for some reason I guess you're not getting my message up there.
No. Good.
Yeah, let me. I don't know, cause it sounds like you're on the top.
No. Go ahead. You can stay on. We keep.
I would like to discuss something, but it has nothing to do with politics.
No.
But it does in a way. It's about AAU basketball.
We can talk about AAU basketball. That's not a problem at all. But what I would like to do first and foremost is
go ahead.
Let you introduce yourself. No, I'm just checking. I'm checking the YouTube.
Sit back and wait.
No, I got you on the YouTube. I'm just checking.
Okay.
Because usually I have my other compadres here to help support the room, and I don't have them here today, so I'm kind of doing everything all on my own. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right. So just look at here. Okay. So anyway, on the line we have Kenneth Gibson, a former classmate of mine from Moore High School, and he said he has a topic for us he wants to discuss. And And that topic happens to be again, what you say there, Gibbs? What's your topic? Gibson. Can you hear me?
They call it in.
Yeah, can you hear me? Gibson. Lost him. I guess he'll be touching back with me also. But anyway, for those that I was just saying that we had the 25th and 15th District Police Department commanders down, along with the 15th District counselors, the newly elected positions of Rayra, DeAndre, and Carmelita. Carmelita Earl, DeAndre Rodriguez, and Rayra, I can't think of Rayra's last name, it'll come to me. If not, I will locate it. But DeAndre ended up being the spokesperson for the 15th District. We also reached out to the 25th District, but they had issues, unforeseen issues that came about for them. And unfortunately, they were not able to be here. But nevertheless, hey, we had a great meeting. We had a great meet and greet. We had a pretty decent turnout, I want to say. And I appreciate the people that came out. All in all, I thought we had an opportunity to go over quite a few things, being that the commanders did take an opportunity to listen and answer some questions. Here, you ready to go? Gibson. Oh, I never. That's what I did. All right, now, here we go. All right. All in all, y'all, it's still there. Hello, Carla.
Hello.
All right, you back, Jim?
Yeah.
All right, Jim, go ahead. I was just saying, you had a topic you wanted to discuss. It was in line with sports, right?
Hello?
I said you wanted to talk about sports, right?
Yeah. But I was going to go ahead and let you finish up doing what you're doing.
No, I had given you an introduction. I told everyone that you were a former classmate of mine from Orr High School.
Okay.
We were on the wrestling team together.
Yeah.
You played baseball, football, and now you're a coach at what's the school again?
Warren High School. And Warren in Dundee, Illinois.
In Dundee, Illinois. There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead and elaborate. Tell everybody.
Basketball and the politics that what goes on in there is really sad for these young ladies, for kids, and for boys. You want your child, you spend a lot of time and effort and money traveling to get your kids to the next level because, school is very expensive. So you want to, make sure your child is good and everything in the sport that they love. So it's sad that when you have a kid that plays AAU basketball, you go somewhere and you spend all your money, you give it to this program, AAU program, and the AAU coach says that he's gonna recruit for her, get her in school. But when you get there and all the coaches show up, she doesn't play it. So I think something needs to be addressed in the situation with AAU basketball and stuff, because parents spend a lot of money for their child to get exposed to AAU college. So for colleges, and when you have an AAU coach that doesn't play your kid but takes your money, but then gives colleges to other players like who he likes, I something needs to be addressed or something needs to be done about that.
Well, let's talk about this. First of all, give everybody a definition of AAU. Most people may not even know what AAU stands for.
Okay, well, AAU is the best basketball program for kids. They can start them off, I'd say, the youngest, fourth grade, 4th to 11th grade. AAU is the best amateur sport which kids play in the spring and summertime. But colleges comes out to see these men and women play. Well, I'm saying the boys and girls come play basketball, and it's a program next level. So the college coaches come out there and watch them. If they perform real good on the basketball court, then college coaches will call you AAU coach and hopefully get them a scholarship. But it's basically a step. It's basically a step to get these kids in the right direction to college.
Okay. So it's not really junior college.
No, it depends. It could be a junior college. It could be a 4-year college. It could be an NIA school. It depends on the individual.
Really?
It depends on that person.
And AAU is in every sports?
Yes, they have amateur. This is what it's called, amateur athletics. But yeah, they have AAU with baseball, volleyball, soccer, football. You know, and like I said, the amateur sport was supposed to be the elevate for these kids to play at the next level for college. Because a lot of parents, they can't afford school. But college is very expensive. So they go the AAU route to get their kids exposed. And they have to travel all over the country to go to these different tournaments.
Okay.
It could be baseball, like I said, it could be soccer, football. But they have a lot of programs. I don't know, I just think it's a shady business.
So, I mean, who are these individuals? That's my question. Like, where are these coaches coming from?
I don't want to get names out just yet.
You want to get names out, but
for to go to school, and then we're going to do that. But right now, because she's a high-profile player,
right,
I don't want to get the names out just yet.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
So you saying there are many individuals?
I would just wanted to share this. If anybody plays basketball, I just want to know this. That's all.
Then we
what you do.
Then we
just pick the right AAU program that you want to send your kids to. Because there are a lot of shots out there.
Right.
A lot of them.
How much does it cost typically?
Oh, okay. Well, it depends on the program. You have some AAU programs that'll cost you $2,000. They free. That's just for 2 months. And then you have to pay another $2,000 for the summer. And that's not counting the airfare or the siding or the motel. So basically, you're looking at a lot of money that sometimes people don't have. I'm not saying for myself, I'm saying others. Well, we don't have it either, but I'm just saying it's very expensive. Very expensive.
So
you're looking at $2,000 for 2 months.
Right.
And then you got to put gas in your vehicle. You got to pay for the motel.
So let me ask you: the venues where they're playing, do people pay for the ticket?
No, you got to pay for it yourself. Parents pay for it. Parents pay for everything.
You know what I'm saying? So if
unless you, well, put it like this here: some people pay for it, but then you have these programs that like the kids, and they pay for it and say they don't pay for it. If that makes sense.
No, my question is when they're having competitions, I'm saying when there's a competition going on, do the spectators pay for the tickets?
Yes, spectators have to pay to get in.
That's what I'm talking about. So there's money being made.
Oh, definitely. AAU's been around a lot since we were in high school.
Right.
But not as big as it is now. It's $1 million. It's real big. You have your AAU circuit, the Nike circuit, and it's definitely money involved.
$multi-million.
It's a lot of money involved.
Yeah. Right. But no, it's got to be multi. It's across the whole country. But
it's throughout the whole country. A lot of money involved.
Right.
Definitely.
So
I just I just want people to parents to be aware. That's all. Just be aware of the sharks.
Right. You said be aware of the sharks, huh?
Yep. Be aware of the sharks.
Now let me ask you this.
I told you I was gonna call you just to do a little brief thing on it. That's all.
No, that's fine.
So people have it on their mind.
That's fine. My question is to you. I know we talked briefly about athletes getting paid in the Big Ten and
NIL deals.
Yeah, now that I mean definitely expound on that because I heard you and one of our other classmates, Lynn, talking about it, and I know I've been hearing a little bit, but maybe you could enlighten everybody on what's really going on with that also.
Well, it's called license and meaning you can get paid for people using your name, your image, with your face, your character. Like for example.
So kind of like what Michael Jordan did when he didn't get much money for playing with the Bulls, but he got a lot of money when he got his endorsements.
Yeah, basically it's the endorsement deal. But when kids was in college, they wasn't getting paid. But the NCAA was getting paid off these kids, millions of dollars. While these kids been going in their dorm room hungry, starving, not having anything to eat, they can't even get money from their uncle or anything like that. So now they came up with rules like, hold on, if you're making all this money off me and I'm not getting paid, something has to give.
Right.
So they came up with a rule, NCAA kids can get paid now, like Jordan Brand or McDonald's Brand, like for example, Juju from AT&T commercial.
So you telling me that their kids in college now, they're able to make what kind of money? Say if I was a basketball player at a Big Ten school.
Yeah.
So all of those players have that opportunity now.
Like Angel Reese, for example, she's at LSU. She's making all this money because she's a good player. Don't get me wrong, you got to be good. You have to be good. Can't just be anybody walking on the street because you still got to represent the company because it's the end.
Right, I got you. But let's say, give me a roundabout figure what the average player might be pulling in at the age of, let's say, 18.
Well, yeah. A player at 18 years old can make $500,000. That's off of one.
So an 18-year-old can make $500,000, more than enough to pay their college tuition and help their family and help themselves.
Yeah, because you got to remember these kids was playing, NCAA was getting paid off these kids.
Right.
Like now, the NCAA is going on March Madness. NCAA is reckoning over tons of money.
Right.
And these kids was not getting paid, they performing. And like you go to a merchandise store and you buy this kid jerseys with their name on it, that kid was not getting paid. The school was getting double A is getting paid. Now you buy this kid jersey on there, you gotta get him some stuff.
But think about the millions and millions of dollars that these colleges were raking in from the ticket sales and paraphernalia, and just because they had a few big stars on going to attending their school, and they didn't give them not one lick.
Huh? Not one back in the day, no sir. Because that's what Deion Sanders was talking about. How are you making all this money off these kids and they can't even get a peanut butter sandwich at night?
Wow.
So and the whole situation, like for example, you got these people gave Jackson State so much of millions and millions of dollars for the NIL deal, and Jackson State kept the money. That's why he left.
Wow.
And Deion Sanders used $800,000 on money to help Jackson State out with these kids.
So this is my question: is do you think? I know you think it's a good idea that they get paid, but my thing is, do they need like a financial counselor? Are they going to be able to manage this properly? Are they,
Oh, they have they manage it properly because they have their team. You know what I mean? They have their team. They have their parents. All
But you
say
just,
if you're 18 years old, for an example, like I'm saying my daughter, just an NIL deal, so she gets one or whatever case may be.
right.
I still have to file taxes for her because she's not 18 yet. You know what I mean?
Wait. But
Yeah.
you can't file. Yeah, you can't file. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I can. One day my
You
daughter's
can.
going to get the money.
Right.
Right? Now hold on, you got to file taxes, but she's not going to file the taxes. That's file taxes because she's not 18.
So you can pay taxes, but you can't file if you're 18.
I mean, you got to pay taxes. I'm sorry. The taxes come out, but she's not paying for them. I have to because she's not 18.
Yeah, but I'm saying there are people that work at the age of 16 and they pay income taxes into you. They pay FICA and all of that. And you're telling me
No, sir. I mean, right? Okay, they not 18. They don't suppose you can.
yeah. Let me ask around.
This is NIL. I don't know what they're doing at other restaurants or how
No,
they
yeah,
I
I'm
know
just
the
saying.
NIL deal.
Right. There must be
My daughter
something.
is not 18. I pay the taxes on the money side.
But is that just the option? That's all I'm saying. Because you're saying a person's not 18 and they're not, they can work a job, but they can't.
That's NIL. I don't know what they're doing at the small restaurants. I don't know what they do. I'm not NIL.
Okay. Maybe because it's such a large amount. That's probably one of the reasons why. If they're raking in, like you said, $500,000 a year or more, I'm sure some are making $1 million, right?
Yeah, Angel Reese making over $1 million.
Wow.
Juju was making over $1 million. Hey, Butler, who my daughter was in camp with, he's making damn $1 million. So I mean,
wow.
So it's a lot of money involved, man, and that's why these kids now finally getting paid. Well deserved, because they're the ones who sell merchandise off of them.
Right.
So they had to set it up where they can get paid.
So
I agree with it.
Let me ask some of the parents. I know there's some parents out.
Yeah.
So are you guys hearing out there on the Zoom? Can you hear clearly, Ella? Venus, I'm not sure who else is on. Spoken for. But can you hear?
I can hear you.
Can you hear what the caller said about the students in college making upwards of $500,000 and more?
Oh, they're gonna have to definitely file for income tax on that.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm sorry, this is Mrs. Gibson. If they're over 18 years old, they can do their own taxes. But if they're in high school and they're making money and it's not over 8 and they're not over 18, the parents have to file that on their income tax. The parents, the kids, the NIL bill does not allow kids to put that, even if they have any type of taxes or some type of form that kids do, it's strictly on the parents. It's strictly on the parents.
Wow.
100%. My daughter just won a basketball showcase months ago and won $2,000, and I have to put that on my tax because she's not 18.
Wow. That changes the dynamic for a lot of things.
And it does. And you have all these kids out here. What Kenny was trying to say earlier is that you have all these programs out here, and there's a lot. There are some programs that really, really care about our children, and they try to make a name for themselves. A lot of these coaches, they'll have a program, but they don't know how to recruit. And they don't get a chance to recruit for their kids. They're just hoping that, okay, we're going to play a good team this week. There's people watching them, or people watching us. And that's how all kids should play. Even when you think nobody's looking at you, it's another player out there where people are looking at them. And as long as you go out there and give it all you got, they're looking at you too.
Right.
But what I don't like is that all these kids go into these programs. One thing about Chicago, I have learned that Chicago is strictly into their inner city kids. They're not concerned about suburbanites or if you live too far out south or if you live north like we do.
Mhm.
They're not interested really in our kids. They're interested in our money more than they're interested in our kids.
Right.
You know, and it's hurtful because as us being black, we should all look out for each other. You know, even if one kid goes to one school, you don't know if that coach is gonna say, "Hey, how many? You guys got a point guard after you? You know, you guys got somebody for the wing for me." We don't know how to attach ourselves to each other, and you know how they say we're like crabs in a barrel, we snatch each other down. Well, a lot of these coaches are destroying these kids with their favorites, with their cousins, with their daughters, with their brothers' kids. They're putting people on the forefront when there are kids who really work for that position. You know, you have places where, you know, it's too expensive, so you can't go here and you can't go there. So you try to go where you can afford to go. You know, I've seen organizations where the kids would go to my daughter and be like, "You see that kid, that kid, that kid?
Right.
Oh, that's the coach that's for kids." And that other coach sitting there, those are history kids. I have never seen anything like that.
So you
And
think?
no harm intended. As women have to stop sleeping with these coaches so their kids to get playing time for baseball, football, basketball. It's hurtful and it's degrading.
So you
You
think?
know,
You think it's based?
just to be talented.
So you
And
think
all
it's
women
based
cannot
on?
afford to have somebody train their kids after school $30 a week or $60 for twice a week. You know, it's just really hurtful. Our kids have opportunities to make it, and these coaches are just tearing them down. Like our daughter, Sanford Paul, and this is a white coach. Here where we are out here at Horn, and he's from the good old boy town, Sanford Paul. I said, "What did you tell Sanford about my daughter?" "Oh, I just told him that, you know, she wasn't Sanford material." I'm like, "Well, how would you know?"
Right.
You know? And my whole point was, hey, if you said that because you're a good old boy, and two, because they only play mixed girls and white girls, all the black girls are sitting on the bench. I get it, but don't say my daughter doesn't have a grade or the talent.
So it's all based on favoritism. That's what you're saying.
And basically, it is. It's all based on favoritism. I even observed the black folks letting the white man come in. And the white man was just, you know, he's throwing his money everywhere. He's rich. And the one thing I appreciated about it is that, oh, good, we're going to go to more major tournaments because of his money. You know, and that's exactly how the coach played it. He told him that one of his daughters spent on a brick at the bar, and I got it. But he still got on those trips. You know, my daughter didn't get the playing time the white people did. All she had to do was come off the court, get water. She can stand out there the whole time.
Wow.
And
So let me ask you. So it ain't about. So you're saying it's not about getting a W. It's not about getting a win. It's just about making the money.
But actually, it is about getting a win. That's why you want to go to the best tournaments there are. You want to go to an AAU program where you're paying the money and you got to be able to go to these places. If they want to go to Dallas twice in November, you know, during the fall season or whatever when basketball isn't going on, then you want to be able to go to Dallas. If they say, hey, we're in Kentucky for 2 weeks, you have to fork up hotel money and airfare or gas money if you're going to drive, and you got to get to Kentucky and make a way for your kids. And you also got to eat. And a lot of parents just truly don't have that. They don't. And, you know, we sacrificed a lot to get our daughter where we needed to go. Trying to feel like we're being shafted, but, you know, I know who my God is. So at the end of the day, it's going to be what God says, but we just wanted to tell parents to be careful about your AAU program. You want to know, when I invest in it, what showcases will my daughter be in? Is my daughter guaranteed? Find out where your daughter is. Find out what your daughter needs. That way, if it's an after-school program or some coaching, or if a lot of the kids come home from college and they come back to their high schools and they want to coach kids to improve their game, that would be awesome. You want to try to check all resources. Hey, who can help my daughter? I'm son after school. My daughter needs pencils. My daughter needs stuff at the free throw. You know, my daughter is stuff at layup. You know, and when you start early, it's more promising. But no matter what, you want to be consistent. You know, if a lot of parents had time, which a lot of us don't, a lot of kids would be more productive. They wouldn't have time for the streets. They won't be able to make TikToks and stay on the phone 24/7. You know, because they'll be tired. After a good workout, after you eat, then you got to come home and do chores. For those who do have them, it's tired. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of programs out there. Just be careful. You know, because a lot of them, just want you to win. One thing I like about Mac Urban Fire, when the parents don't have money, he boosts everybody up in his truck and he gets a hotel room for the kids. But there should be a parent somewhere along the line saying, hey, I'm gonna sleep in here and watch these kids. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of women who send their girls to programs straight, don't come back straight. There's a lot of stuff that goes on when you're not there attending to your own child. But that's one thing I like about Mac. He will, subscribe to the program and he will get your kids to their game.
Right.
But you still gotta pay them whatever it is. He'll arrange a payment plan for you to have your kids in the program. But at the end of the day, you want to try to be somewhere with the kid even if it's on the weekend. Even if you're gonna, grab them apple whatever and drive there yourself.
So you gotta double everything.
You gotta sleep in the car and use their shower.
That's what I'm saying.
However it is, you have to do it. These kids are making millions of dollars, and we all hope they have proper guidance. Because like I was telling my husband to tell you about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders went to Jackson State and he wanted to eat, and he said it was like the kids was eating dogs. So where's all the money for?
Right.
And the school said it was the food company. The food company said it was the school. He got both of them together in one room and found out who the liars were. Because he had already put up $800,000 of his own money for those kids. And he had to get a box. People, he just wanted to eat the blacks and go with the whites. So the white people weren't paying them rent, $5 million for 5 years. But at the end of the day, they didn't hold up on their deal, and he found out they were stealing money from the kids.
Right.
And they will be held responsible for what they do.
Well, I want to touch base on one thing you said. You said the parents should be there with their kids. So now you're talking about an added expense.
Oh, no. The only reason why I brought that in because I'm giving you an example of when I had told Kenny to tell you about Deion Sanders and the NIL deals and things that go on at college once you get there. They were stealing the kids' money when I was talking about the NIL deal.
Right.
But I feel like parents should be there with their kids when all parents can't because they work. And they're already trying to pay for their kids to stay in AAU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of us don't have it where we retired and we can go on road trips with our kids, or we have a job where we can just take time off to go. It's best if you can be, or even if there's a parent that's pretty much close with your kid that, their kids are friends and they can look out. But, it's kind of hard. I've seen a lot of parents struggle.
Let me ask some of the people online. So you guys understand what's going on? Ella, you were trying to chime in earlier. You said you could hear. So are you clear on what's going on?
All I got was that people are taking advantage of the youth who become famous in the, NFL or whatever it is they're involved with, and people are stealing their money. Is that what he was trying to say?
Well, yeah, part of that.
Because that's with anybody. You're going to always find opportunists who come in there and sell you some old story, and you fall for it, and next thing you know, your bank account is zero, and you owe IRS. That goes on a lot. And as for parents being there, I think they should. Somebody has to stop working if they don't have other children and see what's happening with their child. You don't just throw your child out there.
But they're talking about just initially getting them involved before they even go to college to make this kind of money. They're talking about the expenses that they have to incur just to keep the kid active in the tournaments and road trips, what they call them traveling teams. They say it's very expensive.
They should.
I got it.
Because as long as it's in the state, and if it's out of state, then you're just gonna have to sacrifice and be there to see what's going on with your child. You're not gonna let them go out of state on their own and they're teenagers.
Well,
yeah, some parents do. Some parents let their child go out of state. I mean, and that's not good. You can't do that because there's a lot of stuff going on in this world.
Right, because I know when my grandson had his football thing in Florida, we hopped that plane. Took a couple of days off work and hopped that plane with a credit card because we didn't have no money. but he wasn't going down there unsupervised. I know that.
That's right. Because I mean, it's sad to say, you know, you can leave your child, for example, you all the way in Chicago and you have your child go to Texas on an airplane by themselves. Who's to say what's going on? You have all kinds of strangers and weirdos on them planes. Your child mess around and won't come back. And there was a scare. Let me give you an example. Last year, what's that, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, a kid flew down to Texas, all right, by herself, no parents. And Texas literally shut down because of that storm, what they had down there. And the AAU coach left all the kids down there, went back to the hotel, flew out before the storm hit, but left all the kids that was on the plane in the motel by themselves.
Wow.
At the airport, Trent. Couldn't get back.
Unchaperoned.
Unchaperoned, yes.
Wow.
Now, remember, I don't know if you guys remember that major storm they had down there 2 years ago.
Well, I remember, yeah. It's just about the heating. It was like a big freeze or something. A rain and a freeze. And
No. They had no. It was a tornado.
Okay.
No, it was a tornado. A weird storm they had down there. They had to shut all the planes in every city, everything down.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't about no heat. It was about the rain, tornadoes, and all that stuff, man. But for a prime example, there is no way you should leave your kid out there by that like that by yourself.
Right.
Trusting a coach, and you the head of it, and you don't even know the coach. That's not good.
No, we agree. No kid should be unchaperoned, especially when they're underage.
But they are. All the stuff they parents want their kids to make, and all parents need a job.
So that's all they thinking about, huh?
Go ahead, Steve.
I said that's all they thinking about is the kids getting on the team, but they're not worried about what's going to happen. Money.
The coach will take your money real quick. If something happens to your kids, they don't want to be blamed for it. But the parents are the ones that let their kids go by themselves.
So again,
I'm glad my wife brought that up.
So this is an AAU.
Stuff going on.
Give. This is an AAU that we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay. And again, for those that don't know what AAU is, go ahead, give them the explanation.
Yeah.
It's the amateur.
Okay. What is it? I don't know what it's
amateur athlete.
Yeah, it's an amateur traveling program which comes in all different types of sports. It comes in basketball, football, baseball, volleyball. You know, it starts in the springtime. It starts from April all the way up until the end part of August. And it helps you get you to the next level in college, whatever sport they may be. Whoever's in charge of that particular AAU program, the head man or the coach, they're supposed to call other coaches, bring them to the gym. The thing that I was doing for my daughter,
right,
and play in front of the college coaches and get you into their school.
Gotcha. So in other words, there are a lot of pros and cons to having your kids being involved in the AAU team.
Exactly.
And the biggest con is the money and the way that the favoritism happens.
Yep.
And the biggest pro is
some odd reason they feel as though the Burton kids, I guess, didn't get the same advantage as the city kids. And that's not right.
So that's the biggest. They sway more, like your wife said. They sway more towards the city kids.
Yes, they do. Yep.
Right.
And you have some great, outstanding basketball players in the suburbs, all over.
Right.
Hey,
I'm glad you're bringing this up. What you think about what's the young lady from Iowa that's got the most that's broke a record with all the points?
Caitlin Clark?
Yeah. Now, my understanding, she's not the first person. A black girl did it back in the 90s or the 80s.
Yeah. See what I mean?
But she wasn't with a Big Ten school or something. I'm not sure.
She played at an all black school. And yeah, I seen that last week too, Steve, when they showed it. The black lady was the first one to ever break all these records. But she did not get that experience.
And I think she got her beat by about what, 800 points more?
Yes, 800 points more, yes.
And that was
Don't
over
get me
2
wrong,
seconds.
I don't know this young lady, Caitlin Clark. I don't know her. You know, but I know she's a hell of a player. But the lady back then, the black lady, African American woman back then that broke that record, she's not getting no type of recognition.
No, people don't even know about it.
We found this out because another black man put it out there. They did not want that. They didn't want that to be shown. They want the all-American white girl. They want the all-American white girl. That's why.
Yeah.
And then you gotta have a better white girl than her, but because she went to the NAACP award and thank all the black women who opened up the door.
Wait. You said this white girl won an NAACP award.
Oh, I said they had a girl speak at the NAACP award that's better than Caitlin Clark.
I got you.
Paige Buckner. She plays for UConn. They'll be playing tomorrow night. Because she went to the NAACP awards and spoke on behalf of black women and thanked them for opening up the doors and had people to look up to as far as being a good player, they're not giving her no limelight.
Right.
It was the it girl until she spoke on behalf of black people.
Right.
She was the it girl.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That happens in a lot of different fields. That happens. But yeah, I just had to bring it up because I was thinking, and I haven't seen. That's all they're doing every day. Caitlin. They want her to play the women's WNBA. They want her to come and play a few games. I'm like, how you want her to play a few games in WNBA? You either bring her to the WNBA or she stays in. I mean, how many years does she still have in college? I haven't really been following her like that. But it seems like she still has more years to go in college.
And I think she has more years to go in college, like maybe 2 more. Caitlin. She wants 1 more year, but she's turning pro. Oh, she's got 1 more year, but she's gonna go pro.
Yeah, so she's gonna leave early.
She got 1 more year, she's turning pro. But by an example, she has over $2 billion, $5 million NIL deals. Caitlin Clark.
Right.
That's the All-American. They gotta have one.
They All-American.
They gotta have one.
I hear you. What we talking about, y'all? We kind of mixed up a little bit today. We're talking about the inequities and the pros. I don't want to say pros because we think we're talking about professional players, which we are also. But the advantages of being an athlete in the city, suburbs, and being black. That's kind of like where we at. And they've been making money off the backs of black athletes, just like they make money off the slaves, to tell you the truth. And
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
the only reason why I called, like I said, I just want parents to be aware, man, of these AAU programs. That's all.
Right. I know somebody that had similar issues.
I thank God you don't. I truly am.
Right.
But I just want other parents to be aware of.
Well, we appreciate you informing everybody because it can affect the kids and the family in a really adverse way. So great information, great commentary. We appreciate that. Let me go around and ask some of the other people on that's what's going on with y'all this Resurrection Day, or as we say, Easter. How you doing, Miss Tamika? How you been? Happy Easter to you and your family.
Happy Easter to you and your family also.
And everything's going good for you.
Just trying to do some spring cleaning.
Early spring cleaning, which will end up being probably summer cleaning.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on this resurrection, as we say. I was just recapping the week that I had, we actually had a big meeting, a meet and greet with 15th District Police Commander, which is Carlin Morris. He's relatively new, about 8 months on the job. He came out to meet the community, and we had the 25th District Commander, newly not appointed but placed commander in 25th District, Nelson Perez. And 25th District is located on Central and Grand, and 15th District is located on Madison and Waller. And both of them, as commanders, have been on their jobs about 8 months approximately. And we brought in the newly elected district counselors, which are there to support police accountability and public safety at large in the 15th District and the 25th District. Actually, every district in Chicago has 3 groups or 3 individuals per district for their district councils that are supposed to address those issues. And DeAndre happens to be the 15th district counselor, along with Arera. I can't think of Arera's last name, but I got Carmelita Earl is also the 3rd person. But yeah, we had a pretty good meeting. It turned out great. We had a decent crowd, you know. Everybody had an opportunity to get their questions answered. We had people as far south in Austin and almost Harrison. We had people as far north in Austin, Laramie and North Avenue, almost Cicero and Laramie. And as far as west is North Avenue and Narragansett. So we had a pretty good group of people. They had good questions. We got some great answers to their questions. And they were thoroughly pleased that we had this meet and greet. And we typically do this as an organization. Some people said, since we have this new district council format, they were wondering, why does Northwest Austin Council do this? Well, we do this because we've been doing this for over 40, well, I want to say at least 30 something years that I know of. They probably did it in the past also before I came to the organization. But it was always an opportunity to show the community who are the people in charge of those individuals that are on the ground in our communities, either serving us properly or not serving us properly, you know, and how you see that. But, you know, it's good to get a face with a name and a number in case you got something you need to do, what they tell you. I mean, you need to have done, or if you need something done, or something, you have to have something to say, you need that contact person. And what they always tell you, when you got an issue, go to the top, go to the head. And those are the head people in our communities. The second thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, you know, we really, and I want to say this because the individuals that came out to that meeting, they were primarily the leadership. I mean, when I say leadership, those are the people that, when we look out in the community, who do we see? We see the leaders that are always there, the people that are most outspoken, the people that are most conscious to what's going on their block, in their area, in their community, in their neighborhood. Those are what I call leaders. You don't necessarily have to be the president of the block. You don't necessarily have to be a chartered block club. You don't necessarily have to be a very well-organized block. But as long as you have a leader and a few people following that they keep in communication with, that person is considered a leader in my mind. And what I'm trying to say is we need to get more support for those leaders, for the leadership. And the leaders need to reciprocate that, because we've been doing this for quite a while. And I know everyone out there has people on their blocks that are concerned about the issues and the things that are going on in their neighborhood. But they wait for the leaders just to spoon feed it to them. And I'm saying, no, have those individuals also involved. We should have had more than just the leaders at that meeting. You know, when we give information out, I know everybody thinks that it reaches everyone else. No, that's not necessarily true. We kind of depend on leadership to reach out to the other individuals, and not just to tell them what happened at the meeting, but have them come so they can be involved, you know, firsthand. You know, that's all we need. That's how we move it. That's how we build it. That's how we keep it at a, you know, at a great stage or great position. What you say there, Arnold? You got something going on? You got something to say?
Well, good evening, everyone. My belly's full now. I fed my face, and I just pray it's all well with everybody in their family.
There you
No,
go.
I just dialed in. I said, can't forget about the podcast family as well. So
There you go.
just want to say
Yeah.
happy, blessed holiday.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. We kind of touched base at the beginning of the hour. We talked about AAU sports with the kids and the ups and downs of being in AAU. A colleague of mine that I went to high school with, his kids were involved, and he coaches. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, you know, we kind of talked about sports, which that's one thing we rarely do. When we talk about sports, we haven't talked about sports other than if the Bears or something going on, something with the Bears. But
Get that.
at a Super Bowl, but we don't even talk about the Bulls. How many? Let's say. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought somebody else had something comment. But nevertheless, who we got on iPhone?
That's me on iPhone, Steve.
No, it's not. You on both? You on two?
No, I'm just on one.
No, that's somebody different on iPhone. That's not you, Arnold. But nevertheless, it's all good. So what else you guys got going on this illustrious hop day, so to say? You still on there, Gib? You said on iPhone? We got on iPhone. Go ahead, caller.
It's me. This is April
Hey,
on the iPhone, but I'm driving. But happy Easter to everyone.
Easter to you. We appreciate you coming on. So
No
what
problem.
did you think of the meeting this Thursday?
Oh, I like what you were just saying about leaders. Even though you don't have to be a block club president, you can still know what's going on in your community. And also, I got a lot of information. Helpful that the numbers so I could be able to contact, especially for the Hispanics on my block. That's mainly that's taking over anyway. But still, I want to still be able to communicate with them and let them know what's happening in the neighborhood, especially on our block.
I'm glad you brought that up about Spanish-speaking people. We need to do outreach for them also. We need to get them to these meetings because that's one thing that we don't do. Now, if they're going to be a part of the community, which they are, we need to have them in front of us so we can dialogue. We got to know what's going on because it seems like they ain't going nowhere, right?
Right. And that's why I want information put out in Spanish. Flyers and whatnot. They got their language so they can understand what's going on and where to come. Mighty funny. They was interested in the FEMA meeting.
Yeah.
It was interested in the FEMA meeting, which was good.
Right. Well,
they all came out for the FEMA meeting.
I've been trying to reach out to the Hispanics on my block, and there's a barrier. They claim they can't speak English. They know no English, and I know very little Spanish. So there's a communication error that's going on. Either we got to learn Spanish or they got to learn English, or both of us have to work on that. Because we can't communicate with somebody who can't speak their language and they can't speak ours. So that's the main problem I'm having here.
Right. So maybe
because I try to, but it's difficult.
So we need to have someone that can speak Spanish and English at these meetings, and not only do that, we need them to make sure that the flyers are reaching them in the language that they understand, so that when they come to these meetings or involve themselves, that we have somebody to translate. Because what's the point of sending them something to come to a meeting when they're just going to sit there and not know what's going on?
Yeah, they be looking dumb like I be looking dumb if I go somewhere Spanish.
Right. So yeah, we gotta have translators. But again, I guarantee you one thing, they ain't gonna have to know no Spanish if it's something to do with some money coming, or if it's something to do with them being in a situation. They're gonna be right there in the meetings, trying to figure out who getting the money and trying to figure out how they get some services.
And that's what happened with my block when it flooded. Oh, they was interested in me speaking no English, but they was able to come to the meetings that we had for our block to share. They knew how to call the FEMA. They knew how to call the 311 number. They was able to talk English then.
You said tres uno uno.
Okay.
They know that help. They know that. But that's how. But let's be real though. That's how most anybody. We in our communities, we tell our people to come to this meeting. This is really important for you. Yeah. But as soon as something happens to that person, they want everybody to rally and help them. Hey, look what happened. Somebody broke in my garage. Can y'all come and talk about it? Why we care? You ain't care when my garage got broken in and the 5 other people on the block. You seen who did it. You didn't even want to come to the meeting and talk about it. But now your garage got broken in. You want everybody there to give you some sympathy, to help you find your stuff, to call the police, to point out who did it. And that's wrong because I get it. Sometimes you don't have time, but someone told me last week, they said, Steve, if you ain't doing nothing but putting in 30 minutes a week for your community, that's a good start. 30 minutes, you know.
Well, I've decided I'm gonna take up Spanish to learn the language.
I'm gonna take up Spanish too. I'm gonna learn the bad words. Cause that's what I need to know.
Yep.
All the bad words, chinga to madre, all that kind of stuff. So
So
know
you can
when
also you can add that app on your phone too, so they can speak into your phone.
the bad Spanish words now. Is that what they call it?
You mean Babbel? Someone say you can add Babbel to your phone?
I
No,
guess.
it's not Babbel. It's something where they speak into your phone, and then it translates to English for you, and vice versa to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen that. My neighbor has that. That's how I talk to her. She has it on her phone, but I don't know what it's called or how you can access it.
I'm glad we're talking about this because we are a country of immigrants, right? We are a country of slaves, and we are a country of immigrants, and we are a country of migrants, people that migrate from one place to another, and people that were. And let's be real, we do have people that have come here as what do you call it? Refugees, immigrants, migrants, slaves. Let's be real about it. But the reality is, many of the immigrants, all of the slaves, and some of the migrants and refugees have not, the last 2 have not tried to assimilate. The others, we tried our best. And we know as Black people, it's hard as hell for us to assimilate because you look down the street 3 blocks away, you can tell this person's Black from 3 blocks away. No matter how hard they try to fit in. Others, they assimilated quickly. The Italians, the Poles, the Irish, the Germans, so forth and so on. The Asians, they try. They try really hard because they go all the way to, when it comes to education, they don't want nobody else to think anyone else is smarter. But then you got many of the migrants and refugees. Seems like they don't want to assimilate because they could be here 10, 15 years and it's like, wait a minute, what you just say? No speaker English.
That's because they try to make us conform to their way of living. They forget they're in America. They want America to come to them. They think they're better.
Is that what it is? Or
yeah, they want the benefits, but they don't want to put out the work of trying to assimilate.
I mean, is it just that hard? Where first part of assimilation is at least try to sound like the people that are around you. I mean, we were told as black people for 100 years, you're not speaking the proper English. You need to learn proper English. You know, you need to know how to orate and know how to use your vocabulary properly, because Ebonics is not English. Now we got people who don't even speak English, and that's okay. From what I'm hearing. And we don't know if they're speaking the correct language that they're speaking, because we don't understand it. So, you know, what is correct? Let's be real about that. What is the correct language? My understanding was when this country was formed, English wasn't even the first pick for the language. The first pick was supposedly German. And that made me really think, who's actually running this country? Because we all know it's what they call white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, WASP, or what we tend to call what's the term for the religious evangelical? No, not evangelical. Christian. I forgot the term, but somebody tell me what it is. But those are the individuals that run it. This is a Christian society. I forgot what kind of Christian society it is.
Christian fundamentalist?
Could be, but that's not really the term. It's not Catholic. It's Luther. No, whatever the term is, that has a lot to do with Luther beliefs. But that's who this country really is. And the reason there you go, Luther, because where did the Lutheran Church start? It started in Germany, out of Martin Luther. And think about this. Go back to their first president, George Washington, and come all the way up. Many of those presidents were German. More, I guarantee you, we're at our what? 44, 40, what are we at? 46 president now?
Yeah, 46. When Biden gets reelected, he'll be 47.
Okay, so 47 terms. Out of 47 terms, almost 50, I guarantee you, 25 or 30 of those presidents were German backgrounds. Now think about that. I'm saying this just to say, we are living in, again, what they call a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. That's what it is. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant country. The white part is right, the Anglo-Saxon part is right, and the Protestant part is right, because Protestants came from Germany. That's where it started with Martin Luther, from the protest. And if I'm not mistaken, Anglo-Saxon is a little different than, from Germanic people. Germanic people were a different group in Europe, but Anglo-Saxons were not too far from the Germanic. But that's who we are in America. And if anybody tries to say we're a Roman Catholic society, nope, that ain't what we are. Someone tried to say we're a Muslim society, nope, that's not what we are. Someone tried to say we're a Judaic society, nope, that's not who we are. The majority of people are white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And what Barry just said, what was it, fundamentalist? What'd you call it?
Yeah, fundamentalist.
What kind of fundamentalist?
Fundamentalist Christian.
A Christian fundamentalist, which reverts right back to white Anglo-Saxon. But that's who we really are. And people don't want to understand it. And if you Google and find out, English was not the first choice of language for the country when they were trying to figure out which language do we use. And German was one of the picks, if I'm not mistaken. It was like second pick or something to that effect. I mean, let's just go back to the presidents we have. Biden, I don't know what kind of name is Biden, but sounds German to me. Trump, definitely German. Bush, definitely German. Clinton, I don't know. Could be German, I don't know.
You ready, Chepo?
Yeah. Reagan, you know, it could be German too. I'm just saying. They sound, yeah, Reagan sounds German. Eisenhower, definitely German. Roosevelt, definitely German. I mean, a lot of these presidents were German, and I don't know if it's just by happenstance, and it still falls within the white Anglo-Saxon part of it, Protestant part, because I can only say Biden. I think Biden's Catholic, but you have some German Catholics here, but not many. Most of them are Protestant. But yeah. That's all I'm saying. It's the direction we go on, and what we're looking at. It's based around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anybody got any comments? April, any comments on that? Ella, any comments on that?
No,
No. But
No.
I mean, but do you see the shoot? Let's look at our church. Our church is a German Catholic church. St.
Right.
Giles. That's German all day. Germans have a lot of influence in this country, a huge amount. And if you think about it, everybody that's been pretty much persecuted in America, the Japanese, the black people, the Irish when they came over, the Italians when they came over, the Jewish people, the Spanish-speaking people, the Asian people, the native indigenous people. You ain't never heard nobody come down on the Germans in America. Even when they were showing out back in the 40s, when they were turning fascism into the thing to be, and they tried to make it happen here and it didn't stick, but nobody actually came down hard on them like they've done with other groups here.
that's true.
They're like the hidden mob, man. And I'm telling you, realistically, they are really like the hidden. You know, people talk about the what they call it, the Masons, the Freemasons. I guarantee you, when you look at the historical people that were in the Freemasons, I guarantee you the majority of them were German people. But I digress because it's just an observation and something just to put in the front of your mind. What you say there, Barry?
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. And hey, everyone. Who was that?
Ella.
Oh, hey, Ella. Good seeing you. And Tamika. And whose iPhone? Oh, Tiny?
That's April. April, you met her the other day at the meeting with me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, April.
Absolutely.
Hey Barry, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Fine.
What you got going on today, Barry?
Let's see. Cleaning up after the hey, Tamika. Cleaning up after putting in that booster pump. We weren't getting enough water pressure, and we're still not getting enough water pressure. So to be continued, but at least the booster pump is done. And what else is happening today? Felice and I took a walk, picked up a few groceries, just small stuff like that.
Yeah, you tell us the whole.
Yeah,
I woke up,
I'm
took
sure
a breath.
Arnold was hoping I would tell him what I did today.
I
Right,
walked
Arnold?
around, my right lung feels a second.
Did that make your day?
Pulse rate. Man, no, I was just saying,
Arnold,
as
you
far
were
as,
muted, by the way, so I didn't hear
no,
anything. What'd you say, Steve?
no, I was saying, we're done with this month. We're going into the next quarter of the year.
Mm.
Um, the year's flying, as we always say. We're finished with the first quarter, and here we are, spring, summer. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it. I just hope that we don't have a really violent summer. Although yesterday there was a mass shooting on Madison, and I want to say near Laurel or something like that, 5200 on Madison. I think 7 people were shot.
Oh my God.
Madison Lockwood, Steve.
Lockwood, okay. Yeah, not too far from you, right?
Right.
What's the details? You got any on that?
I heard it was all girls that were shot. I don't know where they were.
Yeah, I heard there was
I'll send you the video, Steve.
a video.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Uh,
Send it to me. I'm gonna see if I can get it going. Yeah, I did hear there were quite a few young ladies that were involved. A 19-year-old. I'm hoping no one died. I can't recall, but I'm hoping that none of them died. And
Well, one of the girls got shot in the head. She died.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I think she was like, I'm not sure she was 19 or 17, but she had no business out there after 11 o'clock. It's still curfew.
Oh, this happened late last night.
Yeah, about, I think they said 12 or 1 o'clock or something like that.
Okay.
They were at some place inside of a facility or someplace up there on Laurel. Somebody came through there and shot them.
Well, I just walked in.
I think they drove in a car or something.
Okay.
I got the tail end of it.
Wow.
Young girls, they were all under 25.
Well, if it was first of all, what were all these young women doing out? Is there a venue or something over there, Arnold? Because I know that's not too far from 4 blocks from your house.
I know there's was a Kentucky Fried Chicken in that area, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think they're open 1 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know.
Yeah. The odd thing is Madison Street. Let's talk about that. Madison Street is a pretty wide street. It has 2 lanes both ways, plus a nice middle median parking. And the biggest thing on Madison Street is the police department, which is approximately 6 blocks down from where this incident happened. And we just had a meeting with the 15th district commander. And what did he tell us, April or Arnold? You guys were there? Or Barry? Can you recall what he said about crime and his people and the statistics or his stats? Can you guys expound on that or tell the other viewers exactly what he kind of said about his district? I could have sworn you did.
Arnold, you're muted. You may be saying things, but nobody can hear you.
No, I didn't send
That, yeah, Barry, I got a text from Zerlina, they're supposed to be organizing a march in the next coming days. I'll send you that information, Steve, and you can send it out, as well as a video that was by a neighbor that was walking in the area and heard the shots. For whatever reason, this person went up there toward what was happening and then, took a video, and that's gone viral. So
Wow.
that's all I know right now. And Poppy's is the place it's supposed to have happened next to or in, which is between Laundromat and Corbin's. It's like a repast place, or a place where people reserve it on Madison.
Really? So it was actually a party or something going on because it was 1 a.m.
Well, I'm not sure it was a party, but no doubt that incident occurred there, and it's still being investigated and talked about. And that's about all I know.
I guarantee you it wasn't a repast at 1 a.m. I mean, repast, somebody died, and everybody should be dead asleep at that time, so I don't get it. But
yeah,
again, they were there. They were gathering for an engagement. They weren't gathering, they weren't breaking into place. Let's just say that.
True.
But it's unfortunate that it happened because, young lives out there. But I don't know. There'll be some clarity. So the video that this person had or has, they were there doing.
No, I'm on. All right.
They were there doing the shooting?
Well, the person was walking toward the incident, and everybody have a cell phone with a camera, and it does recording and everything else. So that's the video that's gone viral.
But I'm saying, is this video, is it showing the aftermath or the actual occurrence of what's going on? Or what went on? What started?
Well, again, this person was heard shooting and went toward Madison. Apparently, he was south of Madison on Lockwood and heard, some shooting, and for whatever reason, went toward where the shots came from while the police was en route or had been there or was still investigating. And so
this is the aftermath. It's nothing to do with
what you say, Steve?
That it has nothing. This is the aftermath of what happened. He heard the shooting, then it was what happened later. So it really wasn't like he caught anything while it was transpiring.
Well, there's a video, and I'll send it to you. Then you pretty much go from there.
Where you find the video at?
Well, it was one that was sent to me that's gone viral.
Oh, it's viral. When you say viral, is it on YouTube or something?
I don't know as far as that, Miss Houston, but it's out there. I'll just say it, whatever this person commented, and it's out there. So I'm gonna send it to Steve, and then if he'll send it to you, and that,
Okay.
Got you. So,
but Zerlina got some information that a march is being organized as far as walking that area or coming together in that area for, I don't know all the details. I read it and I'll send that to you also.
Right. I'm really,
so what's the,
go ahead, Barry.
What's the point of a protest? The young people are dead. We don't know why. So
Well, I read the ending of the text. Come to the rally or the march, hopefully to have the voices heard and hope that it, for whatever reason, this incident hopefully doesn't happen again. So, as I say, that's about all I know from what was text and I was reading.
Mhm.
Right, but that was my next question. What are you going to march for? Because let me tell you, I remember there were 15 people shot in 1992, 93, summer 93, on Mason in the 1200 block. Out of those 15 people, seven were killed in the same incident, in this one shooting. And we did a march. In Northwest Austin Council did a candlelight visual march. We marched from Austin and Division to Division and Central with Mayor Daley. Now, the reason that we did it was because we had no support of the people from that block. We didn't have any friendly, or let's say corresponding block leaders. So we did it to build the block, to get some leadership, to get some, in essence, build something that wouldn't happen again, as Arnold did. But that was part of the march. We probably had about 300-400 people walking with us that evening. Did it help build the block? It really didn't help build the block, because I can tell you this much. Since 1992, that block has had at least 30 murders on it. 30 murders, not 30 shootings. It's probably been about 60 in 30 years, 33 years, 30, 31 years. But at least 30 murders that I've counted on by hand, close to. No, I'm sorry. 15 murders in that many years. And probably over 30 shootings. So it does help to organize, to build the block, so there are people are vigilant and building relationships to, to keep that kind of climate from happening. But again, some people are shot, some people are dead, and you're walking to do what? To help the police, to get out there and patrol the streets constantly. Then you have to do walking every day. You have to, you walk your own block, build your own block. I was thinking about when I first came to NAC, they had this thing called a CB patrol. They called it Operation Rolling Thunder, and they actually, the men and women, they would walk, especially in the summertime, they would go out and walk the block. And then they would report back on the CBs if they saw anything, or if they needed to have police come out. They called the main base. The main base got on the phone and called police and told them where to go. But if they were being vigilant, they were walking for a reason. It might have been a group of 4 or 5 people walking, but they were being proactive. And every time I hear about a shooting and there's a march, I'm trying to figure that out. What's coming out of it? You can't go find the person that did it.
Well, Steve, I think that when these shootings happen with violence or abuses or something or other, it would be worthwhile having a strategy, a plan of what to do, like what you did at NAC. At NAC years ago. Use it as a message that we need to come together.
Yeah, a mobilization
and build,
tool.
Because it's not going to be the last one. So if we knew what we were doing, each time it happens, we use it as fertilizer to grow the community.
Right. I think you're right. We have to use it. If we're going to mobilize, we got to mobilize with a purpose, you know?
Mhm. And to me, the purpose I'm proposing, the purpose is to bring people together and to build block clubs and any other way that people can come together and support each other.
Right.
Arnold, what do you think? Tamika, anybody else? Ella?
Right, that's a viable statement because actually we can mark till hell freezes over, but if there's not no true reason why we're doing it, what's the point? I don't
Mhm.
get it. We don't just march just to march because we have nothing else to do. There's a reason why we march.
And Ella, so marching to build community is worthwhile? Do you agree with
yeah.
So then the next step would be to follow up with Morris, Commander Morris of the 15th District, and see whether he'd be willing to support this idea that anytime there's violence, that we have community building steps. So
Right.
the frustration is put to something useful.
Well, again, when I reflect upon the kind of like visual march we did with the 15 people shot at one time on one block,
Yeah, yeah.
it was
Mhm.
notice it was to get the ear and the attention of the mayor also, and he actually came out. He came out, but we didn't want him just to come out and pat us on the back. Oh, people passed.
Yeah.
No, we wanted him to come out and get some support in creating something that would put an end to this kind of senseless violence and shooting.
Yeah.
But we're talking almost 3 decades ago, and here we go.
Well, it's just as relevant today. I think it makes a lot of sense to use the incident to mobilize people on the block level and other ways that people can come together, and also to get the politicians to come out to support the block building effort.
Right.
So we use the violence and all the publicity about it to do something useful, which is to bring people together, I think.
Hey, what about you in the blocks? But what about you talking about street? You're talking about
We make sure you go.
Avenue, Division. Well, all the majority of these places, I know, like my friend had a funeral yesterday, and I think it wasn't Corbin. What's that pick one on 5301? And it was about 300 people out there. I mean, cars on both double parked on both sides of the street. They had 3 police cars out there. Over 300. This was during the day. Now you talk about at night, and a lot of businesses is closed up and down these streets at night. But now you got cars coming through shooting if you guys from business that's open that's taking a banquet hall or after the party, after the repast. I would say maybe that's what they were doing. After the repast, somebody threw a party. Or a birthday party was going on late that evening on Madison Street. So Madison again, Madison, Chicago Avenue Division, North Avenue. Let's hit all the main streets. I mean, but then you're talking about organizing a march. You're going to be marching with. You're not going to march down that block. You're going to march down the main street that this is where all this is occurring and somebody can drive it through and shoot and keep going. But that's what they should have all these cameras up here for, and all these businesses have cameras out here. Maybe they can catch some of these drivers that want to go shoot and ride off real fast.
So you're proposing that the marches be on the main streets? Is that what you're saying?
No, I would put it on maybe just on the per block, but it should be on the main streets where it's happening. But then that means you have a lot of business. But if somebody getting shot at 1:00 in the morning, all your business is just about closed. But to me, just like I did know that the commander was saying that he's trying to get these businesses to put up cameras and put bars on their building. But maybe if they put up cameras, they can catch some of these cars just drive by and 1-something in the morning and catch the car, catch the plates or something, and see who's actually doing the shooting at 1-something in the morning. And then again, why are these teenagers? Well, under what the curfew? What is the curfew? And what's the age for these curfews for these kids that's not being, parents are not watching them anyway, that they out here at night anyway that late. And they're not adults.
Well, I think Arnold did say that it was a business, Poppies or something. I don't know. I never heard of it. He said it was in between the laundromat and it was in between the laundromat and Corbin's funeral home. So whatever Poppies is, hey, that's where the issue's coming from. It's like it's just craziness, man. You can't do anything. And we're getting to the point where we have no liberty. You know, you can't go mourn people. You can't go to basic events because you don't know who's next to you that somebody's into it with. They don't even care anymore. I remember back when I was in high school, I used to always say I don't like standing next to a crowd, especially a crowd of young people, and because back in those days, the Hispanic gangs, they used to shoot in the crowd. They didn't care about, you know, shooting the right person. They just would shoot in the crowd. So I always try to stay away from the crowd. But that's expanded. That's not just Hispanic gangs doing it anymore. That's everybody. Girls, 15-year-olds, 35-year-olds, 40. It's like it's crazy. You about to say something, Barry?
I don't know any other way than to take all these tragedies and turn it into something to grow the community.
Right.
And bring people together.
You got to grow something because it's really not, like I said, I had to reflect upon the whole situation that this has been going on for over 30-something years now. And it hasn't changed. You know, that incident that happened where the 15 people were shot, that was broad daylight. And it was something with, I don't know, some gang stuff, and there was a crowd of people out that day, you know, young people. So it culminated into somebody, back then they didn't have as many high-powered machine guns like they have now, but they did have what they call Tech-9s, and they were using Tech-9s hold at least 30 bullets. And it's a machine pistol. Was it a fully automatic? I doubt it because it was hard to get a fully automatic back then, although they knew how to fix it, to make it like that. But it did what it did. The weapons of mass destruction did what it did. And all I'm saying is we got a lot more of those, a lot more hot-head people, and a lot more scenarios many more scenarios where people are gathering and you don't know who's looking for that person that's in that crowd, or if they're going to make a situation jump into another situation where it escalates to some garbage like a mass shooting. But that's what we need to do.
Steve, I think we need to, the more we talk about this violence as horrifying and frightening, and there's nothing we can do, it really wounds us all and traumatizes. And the more we can take it and use tragedy as something that we heal from and support each other with, the more it's part of life and death.
I agree. I think what we need to do, and I've been saying this for many, many moons, everything happens from the block. If that individual shot those people on Madison, they live on someone's block. And let me say this. It used to be a time where they didn't live on the block. You would say, oh, they came from the project, or they came from this building, and they came from that project and that building, which was a whole nother thing, because when people live in those buildings like that, it's hard to find them. It's very hard to find them. But now everybody's on a block. Since they've gotten rid of the projects, they've torn down almost all the buildings, everybody's spread out and proliferated into the communities. The problems these people go back to and lay their heads and put their weapons on those blocks. And somebody knows. Now, are they the only weapon on that block? More than likely not. Are they the second weapon on the block? Definitely not just the second weapon. There's probably 20, 30, 40 more weapons on that same block. But that's not the issue. The issue is the individual that's committing and perpetrating these crimes are on a block. And if you could look that person in the face and that person can look you in the face, I'm almost sure you could tell what they're doing. Cause stone cold murderers, they got a certain look, man. And if they're a guilty type of murderer, they got another look. And people talk. Trust me, people talk. They know because the person that did it, I guarantee you, if they were young, they don't even have to talk. They got it all on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and everything else. Oh, look what I did.
Well, out of all of these discussions, I think it's important that we get into taking actions after we have a discussion and keep using it to move things forward.
Well, this is the opportunity to come up with a solid plan. I mean, we're talking about what happened 30 years ago. Well, obviously what happened in between wasn't good enough to change it. I mean, this is bigger than the block. Also, we do know this is a United States thing. This is a coast to coast U.S. thing because we're the only country that allows everybody in the United States, every 330 million of us, to have at least 10 weapons each. So we got almost 1 billion weapons, 999,000 weapons. Well, 30 was it? 330 million times 10. That's 3 billion, ain't it? So how come we're the country that has all these weapons and we sit back and go, how come so many people get shot? How come so many people are killed? And let's be real about it. It ain't just black people. We catch a lot of it, but it's not just stopping there. But there's a new weapon introduced every week, every month, every year to America, as if the last Glock 17 or Glock 15 or whatever it is wasn't good enough. And everybody says, you know, hey, we got to protect ourselves. Well, how's that really working out for you? How's that really working out for the individuals that are dead or shot because somebody came out of nowhere and just started shooting? How are you going to protect yourself when you're in that kind of situation? I guess you just don't be in that situation, huh? And if you don't be in that situation, how about just not trying to have all the extra guns?
Well, I think, we talked about bringing people together and trying to coordinate with the commander of the 15th and the commander of the 25th to see whether they would get on board. And I think another thing we can do in regard to all these weapons is to sweep the Republicans out of power come November.
Amen.
So we connect what's happening day to day with what we're going to, we just keep connecting it to what we can do about it and move it ahead. So talk to people about voting in November for voting out the Republicans.
Right. Well, you got to be strong on all fronts if that's the case, because you got to be.
And when we're talking, take action.
And that action will be what?
Well, I'm saying we use it to build community. That we come together to mourn, to heal, and to connect with each other, support each other.
Right.
And we try to get the police to be part of that, understanding that the tragedy needs to be mourned and people need to come together. And then we also use it to recognize that the gun situation is out of control and the Republican Party is highly connected to the NRA. And, these things are connected with each other, and we keep hammering away at the connection between guns and the Republican Party and the NRA.
Well, let's look at this portion of it. What about the law? What about better laws?
The law in Chicago, you mean, or the national law that permits all these guns?
Let's start with Chicago law. Then start with the county, then go to the county, then the state, then the federal. But let's start with Chicago.
I understand that the laws in Illinois are pretty good in terms of stopping the guns, but it's not enough.
No, it's not.
What's your understanding?
Well, if it was pretty good, we wouldn't have inept state's attorneys like Kim Foxx, that, in my opinion, didn't move the needle, didn't move the dial when it came to all these shootings and killings. It was just, it was.
So what can we do now?
We need laws that actually prosecute people and let them know, you do some dumb things like these things that are occurring, you will be thoroughly and seriously prosecuted. We got rid of the death penalty. Look at this. We're going on 20 years now with several things. And I've always equated these problems that we've had in the last 10 years or more to these things. We got rid of the death penalty in the state of Illinois. We allow concealed carry in the city of Chicago. We now have legal marijuana. So legal marijuana was about 5 years ago. Concealed carry is about 10, 12 years ago, if not more. And the death penalty, the end of the death penalty was over 20 years. So we keep taking things away and giving up dumb things. Marijuana don't kill.
You know what's missing from that, Steve?
What?
We're prosecuting the poor people, the people at the bottom, the petty criminals, the criminals that do horrific things, but the ones we're not prosecuting at all are the white collar crimes connected with the guns.
I agree.
And we need a way of prosecuting those people.
Yeah, it's called a law. That's all it is.
But it's enforcement of the law. And the way it's set up now, these powerful people have all kinds of lawyers that can stall and do all kinds of things and use political persuasion, and they don't get prosecuted. Only the poor people get prosecuted.
That's true. That's the way it's always been when you have white men in power who don't have scruples or morals and just don't care about the underdog.
And it's worse today, I think, than it's ever been.
Yes.
And Trump just makes it all the more obvious.
Right, he's giving them the okay to act a fool and be stupid.
And he shows us how corrupt the system is by not prosecuting him, for example.
I think it all needs to be thoroughly looked at. We need some serious laws, like you said. The poor people, well, hate to say this, the poor people are the ones pulling the triggers. You don't hear about it. Multimillionaires just driving down the street shooting a group of people, although I'm sure there are some.
Yeah, instead they sell barbiturates and guns, opioids, opioids and
Crack.
guns
They're selling crack.
and crack.
White collar crack. That's what we're gonna call it. White collar crack.
Yeah.
What you say? What you say, Gil?
Did someone say selling crack?
Yeah, I said that because he's saying they're selling opioids. I said we call it white collar crack.
Right, that's what I thought. Yeah, I got it.
Because it is coming. It is. I mean, the little man is getting hit from every side, man. The little man is getting hit from the bottom, the middle, and the top. We can't breathe. Squeeze.
And it doesn't make things better, because the white collar crimes are not being prosecuted. So it's just business as usual.
True. That's true what he said.
Maybe we need to focus on attacking the, like I said, the white collar crack, because it's all trickling down to us, man. The guns coming from above. I mean, all of this, it really is. I'm sure we can clean up the gun situation. I know we can. Anytime you got countries like England where the people can't even have a gun, they can't have a gun, even to go hunt for chickens or pheasants or rabbit. You got to have a special license to have a gun. In England,
But Steve, if when you say clean up the gun, you know who they're gonna target and who they're going to go after. They're not going after these people, these country folks in the white communities that lives in the back hills and stuff to get their guns, and they probably have more guns than any of us have.
but if
They're
they're
gonna
the
get
ones,
the inner city, and they're still storing and racking up these guns to come out and kill all the black people when they get a chance to.
they need to get them too, because if they're the ones that's letting the guns trickle in the hand of these young idiots or these old idiots,
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
Okay, so what can be done about this?
Well, I honestly believe that I don't think we should. Everybody say we should have concealed carry. I think if you're gonna do anything, have open carry so everybody can see what you got and then know when it's gonna get it. They're gonna get some, because the police have already told me. They say the concealed carry people, many of them get their weapons taken from them, either by another person with a gun or somebody without a gun. Reach behind them and take it off of them, or they take it from them. They pull a gun on them before they can pull theirs out, give it up, and they take it, or they shoot them and take it. So, I mean, all we're doing is adding more fuel to the fire. Either get rid of the concealed carry and go to open carry, or just get rid of it. Because one thing I can't tell you, when there was no law in Chicago about concealed carry, people were really a little bit more skeptical about illegally carrying one. Because the laws got real crazy about if you were illegally carrying a gun, we're going to really clamp down on you. But nobody really care about it anymore. It's like, oh, a gun, oh, really? Oh, marijuana, okay, you can smoke it. You're not supposed to do it in the car. Oh, but we're not going to do much about that. Now you got marijuana and a gun. And then to tell you the truth, they're not really smoking just plain marijuana. They're smoking marijuana that's laced with something else. It makes them get a little bit more goofier. So now you got that, but they saying, oh, it's just marijuana. Then the guy got a gun because he feels like, oh, I really don't have a concealed carry, but I'm better off with one anyway because everybody else got one. So all these things are just ramping up. And then not to have a death penalty because why? I'll just go to jail. And guess what? When I go to jail, the no cash bail rule is there. Let's throw that in. The fourth thing. So the no cash bail, I'll probably go in from having a gun that didn't have a license or a Ford card on it, and I was smoking some marijuana laced with fentanyl, and guess what? I'm not gonna get a death penalty, so because there's no death penalty anymore. What's that? And I go to court, and I'm gonna get a no cash bail anyway, so I can do anything. let me smoke some of this fentanyl. So,
But Steve, hey, but if they smoke that fentanyl, that's gonna kill them.
well, it ain't doing it fast enough. Well, let's not say fentanyl. Let's just say.
I mean, let's say that horse stuff. What they shoot the horses with. What is that called?
I don't know. Tranquilizer. They putting something in this marijuana because people have been saying for years it's not the same marijuana. It's not the same marijuana.
That's what they call it, waxing.
So I mean, they're doing it, but I'm saying it's like okay, I don't want to use crack versus cocaine because people that did crack got stiffer penalties than those that actually smoke cocaine. When crack is the same thing as cocaine, it's a derivative of. But you know, we already know what that was based on. That was a black-white thing. So let's just go back to marijuana these days. People are not just smoking plain old marijuana. It's something they hyping this marijuana up with, and it's just it's just adding to everything else. No death penalty. And I'm not saying that we should probably have a death penalty, but we got to have something to put the fear of God in these people who doing the stuff that they're doing. Number one. Number two, you know, we don't really have a law. Oh, the other law that went out in 2000, there was a federal ban on assault weapons. AK-47s, AR-15s, automatic machine guns, all of that was on the books until 1999, 2000, and it came off. So that's something else we add to the group of this. No death penalty. No, we got open reign on whatever kind of automatic weapons you can get. Then we go to let's give everybody an opportunity to have a concealed carry. Well, that's another one. Then we go to okay, let's have marijuana is legal in the whole state, but people are not even clear what that really means because they're doing whatever they want to with that too. Then you go into.
Hey, hold on, I'm getting cut you off. But they agreed on that marijuana crap because of money, taxes. They get taxed now, and that revenue is a lot of revenue from that. That's why they did it.
Yeah, but they're not catching the people that's doing the illegal marijuana. The police
they don't care. That's why they get paid now. They don't care.
I know.
They do not care.
But it's creating adverse behaviors. People are having people say marijuana ain't no drug that makes you go out and do nothing dumb. You really want to just go to sleep. Yeah, but you do something dumb because it's other things in the marijuana that makes you do stupid things. So
but that black stuff.
Right. And like I said, they're just a compound of things that are just beating the regular person down. And we got to come up with something that says, all we got to do is go back and change some of those things a little bit so that we can be on top. That's all I say. And we at the top of the hour. We're going to go on through it because...
but that's where it starts from, the top. But the top not going to change. It's never going to change.
Well, that's what we should be, instead of all this marching on the streets, we should be marching in Wall Street. We should be marching in the White House. We should be marching at the Capitol. We should be marching at our city halls. And then when we marching, we better have an agenda. If this don't happen, this will. If that don't happen, that will. If this, that, or this doesn't happen, this will. And we need to stand on it. But that's what it's going to take. All right, y'all, we're about to wrap it up. We can go around and let everybody say their last comments. What you got, Miss Houston? Got anything for us in conclusion?
No, except it's a stimulating conversation, boy.
No, we seriously got to move on this. We need everybody's help and ideas because I just named about 5 things that came into play that put us in this position. The assault ban weapons, that's been open for over 25 years now. The death penalty has been gone for over 25 years now. The concealed carry has been around for about 15 years now. The marijuana has been around legal marijuana has been around for 5 years now. And the no bail thing has been around for about a year or 2 now. So we got 5 things that just, in my mind, putting more pressure on the little man. So what you got there, Arnold? Anything in conclusion?
No, just tuning in and listening to the interactions and back and forth, and but optimistic some will come out of it, but you know, I'll communicate it with everybody at the time.
That's what it's gonna take. We gotta reach out to people around us and ask them. We don't have all the answers, but I'm sure if you ask people around you, you'll start putting the pieces together little by little. You know, you'll start seeing it a little clearer because everybody's gonna say something a little bit different. I think this should be this because they've been in some shoes before. When people been in certain shoes, they got certain opinions, believe me. Okie doke, Bear, what you got, man? In conclusion, Bear Corn. I guess not.
Hey, sorry. I was just trying to find my unmute button.
Sure.
Well, I think a few things. One, I think we need to form small groups that are interested in one part of the violence situation or another. It doesn't matter what you're interested in, as long as you talk to some people and come up with something that you can do to make things a little better. And two, I think we should start with the problem and then think it out, because I think the media is going to highlight things that hurt the little guy, and they're not going to touch anything that hurts people at the top. And I think that's a very big part of what's wrong. The more the resources get sucked away to the top, the less jobs there are, the more frustration, alienation, the more the news beats down people, the more desperate they get.
Right.
You know, all those things are making it worse. And in the meantime, the profits keep increasing.
Yeah.
And we get poorer and they get richer.
I agree.
So I think we need to get together in small groups and figure out what we can do. And we need to be talking with people who are in rich communities and get the conversations going, because they may have some ideas too. And stay away from the media as much as we can, because all they do is have us fight with each other. So
I agree. We need to get together with small groups, but we need to get big groups so we can break them off into the small groups. We need numbers, not small numbers. We need big numbers, and then we can get into the small numbers. So.
Well, that's exactly what we're working on, is connecting big groups with each other to encourage them to help each other.
Right. Okay, what you say there, Gibbs? You got something in conclusion? We about to wrap it up.
Good night, all.
Like you were saying, so my whole thing, nothing is never going to change until we start from the top. What I mean from the top, the head person that's really bringing everything in. But then my thing is the U.S. government. They're the ones bringing all this crap, the weapons, the marijuana, the cocaine, the forming that. Until we stop that, we're still going to have a hard time. We are. And I do like the idea about the small group stuff. Until then, gotta find a way. Right. And with this, I want to say happy Easter to everybody as well.
All right, happy Easter to you too. All right, y'all. I just want to say, as DeAndre always says, you know, there's always room here at the table. If you want to come down to Northwest Austin Council, feel free to. And we had a good topic today. And again, happy Easter to y'all. And you're always welcome to come down to talk about your issues and your concerns. And welcome to Northwest Austin Council. Good night, all.
Good night.
Later.
Good night.